Hello children, today we will study first chapter of your moral science, that is living in harmony. So I want you all to open page number 3, chapter number 1, living in harmony. Children, harmony means what? Harmony means to handle the different areas of your life, like career, your relationship, everything, your profession, to handle it properly and means handling everything and running it in a smooth way. That is harmony. So living in harmony. So I will read it and I will explain it to you. India celebrates the Independence Day, the Republic Day and Gandhi Jayanti as national days. These are national celebrations. These celebrations indicate to the world that India is an independent and sovereign state. So we all know that the national festivals, national days are Independence Day, that is on 15th August, Republic Day, that is on 26th of January, and Gandhi Jayanti, that is 2nd of October. So we celebrate these days as national days or national festival also you can say. So these are the national celebrations because we celebrate these days. And these celebrations tells us what? These celebration tells us that means to the world that India is an independent and sovereign. Sovereign means again independent, self-governing. We are not under the control of somebody. We are self-dependent. So these celebrations, national celebration, tells that India is an independent and sovereign state. Let us be proud to be Indians. Every citizen who loves his motherland is a patriot. As long as there is patriotism in our hearts, India will march forward to progress and prosperity. So children, we should be proud that we are Indians. We should be proud of our motherland. And all the people, every citizen who loves his motherland is a patriot. Patriot doesn't only mean that going on a border and giving your life for the nation. No, patriotism also means loving one's motherland. If you love your country from your heart, that is also patriotism. So as long as there is patriotism in our heart, that is love for our motherland, India will march forward, means it will go towards progress and there will be a prosperity. Prosperity means wealthy. The national flag, the national anthem, the national emblem, the national symbols all symbolize the national pride of every Indian and signify its rich and very cultural heritage. So children, national flag, we have a national flag, Tiranga. National anthem, that is Jan Gan Man, we all sing daily in the assembly. The national emblem, why we stand the attention while singing national anthem? It is because why we are not sitting and singing. When we listen the national anthem, immediately we get up. Nowadays, when you go to see movies also at the theaters, in malls and all, so there also in the starting they are running national anthems. All the people they stand. It shows what there's a feeling of pride for our love for our motherland. And the standing this thing shows the respect that we are giving to our country. National emblem, in which it is written Satyamev Jayate. The national symbols like the national flower. What is national flower? Lotus. National animal, tiger. National game, hockey. So these are the national symbols. All symbolize the national pride of every Indian. So these are the the symbols. The national anthem and national emblem. These all signify. It shows the pride of our country and also shows how means the cultural wise we are so rich in means in our culture. Millions means that Indian is a mixture of various culture. It's not that only we are celebrating one festival. No, we are celebrating so many festivals. We are so many different kinds of people following different culture, speaking different languages, wearing different kind of clothes. You go to every state has different culture. Every state has different traditional clothes to wear. Every state has different languages to speak. You go to Punjab, they speak Punjabi, they wear that Patiala salwar kurta ladies they wear, and you know, they tie turban on their head. You go to Bengal, they have a different language. Even the food we eat is different. You go to Bengal side, you rasgulla is famous, and machi bar, things like that, whatever they feel like eating. So you go to south side, culture is entirely different. So it looks so beautiful that you go to different state and you enjoy the different culture. Mahatma Gandhi, no, millions of Indians sacrificed their lives for the independence of our country. The prosperity we enjoy today is the result of the hard work of our great leaders who teach us the lessons of love and sacrifice. This is the culture which every Indian inherits from his motherland. So children, this independence is not very easy. We have not got in a very easy way. There's so many people have lost their lives. So many people have sacrificed themselves, their family, their children to give independence to you. So today we are so lucky that we are born in free country, free nation. So we should be, we should be so thankful, and we should means from our heart we should pay respect to those people who have sacrificed their lives for us, so that we can live in a free country like we are living today. So millions of Indians have sacrificed their lives for the independence of it. We all know that our country was under the British control, and so they fought so bravely and they gave their life so that their country, our country, become free. So this is the culture which every Indian inherits from the motherland. So these these leaders, these great leaders, what they have taught us that means the country should be at the top. Our first priority should be our motherland. Everything comes at the back. Even the family comes after that. First thing is our country. So they taught us the love for our country. Mahatma Gandhi was a great leader, a teacher, and above all a father who cared for the welfare of the poorest in every village. And we all know about Mahatma Gandhi, how great the person was, and he was a great leader. Means he always, we know that he followed non-violence, ahimsa, a teacher, and above all a father, and he used to love everyone. He was so kind-hearted gentleman, and he loved the poor also. Okay. Everyone should be able to have at least the basic things in the life. He stood for the unity of country and advocated that every Indian, irrespective of caste, creed or religion, must live in harmony. And he didn't believe in casteism or religion, this different religion, Hindu, Muslim and all that. But he always believed that we all are one, we all are human beings, and so we should live together as one. So he loves everyone irrespective of their caste, their religion, and also means they are rich or poor. He never thought of that. He showed the dignity of labor and equality of human beings. The nation pays honor and respect to this Mahatma by celebrating his birth anniversary on 2nd October. So his children, he was such a great person that he got the title Mahatma. Mahatma means very, great soul, that is Mahatma. So he got this title Mahatma, and to pay our respect and honor to this great person, we celebrate his birthday on 2nd October every year, and we call it as Gandhi Jayanti, and we know that it is also a national festival. Turn your page number 4. The martyrdom of Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, is a symbol of sacrifice of millions of Indians who got freedom for the country. All of us also pay homage to him on 30th January, the Martyrs' Day. Martyrdom, children, means the death of a martyr. Martyr means the one who sacrificed his life for the country. So on this day when Mahatma Gandhi died, he lost his life. The father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi is also known as the father of the nation. We call him Bapu, no? Bapu means father of a nation. So it is a symbol of sacrifice of millions of Indians who got freedom for the country. So on 30, and when did he die? He died on 30th January, and that is known as Martyrs' Day. Means the day when the great person sacrificed his life. Indians are known for their gaiety and cheerfulness. Gaiety means, children, means very lively, and cheerfulness, that means gaiety. So Indians are very cheerful and very lively in their nature. Celebration is in a culture. We celebrate in families, in communities, in the states, and also at the national level. There are cultural as well as religious celebration. So children, India is such a country where so many culture is there. It's a mix of different kind of cultures, and we means if there is a small thing also we become happy and we celebrate it, and big thing also. So we believe in the celebrations, and we celebrate in our families, in our society, communities, and in states. Cultural celebrations bring all people of the neighboring villages together for fun and merriment. Merriment means happiness. Some villages are famous for their cattle melas. So children, cultural celebration means what? When it means the people are celebrating on the local level. Different places have different culture. So when the nearby people, like people of the one village, they come together and celebrate something, that is the cultural celebration. So some village they celebrate cattle melas, means they sell animals and all, and the animal races are there, so different things like that. Harvest festivals are celebrated in every state of the country. When the farmers there crop harvesting is there, so they celebrate that also. That is also a cultural celebration. Food mela is picking up in cities and towns. Sometimes in Gorakhpur Mahotsav or things like when such kind of melas are there, the food from different states they present, and people used to enjoy. They go to different stalls and they like to taste food from different states. So that is food mela. Boat races, cockfights, camel races, flying of kites and balloons, like in Gujarat side you see they fly the kites. That is also the cultural the celebration only. Flower shows, animal fair, they are the attraction of these melas. So this happens in the local ground. So it is a cultural celebration. Religious celebrations bring people of all religions and castes together. Generally, these celebrations are centered around famous temples and shrines. So these religious celebrations are on a little bigger level. Like in here, all the people of the state or all religion, they come together and they celebrate. Like Rath Yatra of Lord Jagannath in Puri, Kumbh Mela, pilgrimage to the shrine in Ajmer. It's a Velakandi festival in Tamil Nadu. The Sabrimala pilgrimage of Kerala, etc. attract millions of people from all over the world, from all over the country. So these different cities have different temples and shrines. So there they celebrate the whatever days there of celebration, they celebrate in their state. Like Rath Yatra is there, Kumbh Mela is there, and festivals in Tamil Nadu like Velakandi and Sabri Mela. So these are the religious celebration taking place in different states, where large number of people gather of the state, and they celebrate that thing. Now next page number 5. Every religion teaches us about the God who cares for all. God gave us rivers, seas, hills and mountains without restricting them to any one religion or region. The rain falls on the good and the evil alike. The rainwater floods rivers that run down hills and mountains, washing and bathing Hindus, Muslims, Christians and Sikhs who wish to step into them. So children, every religion teaches us that God is one, and God takes care of all of us. He gave us rivers, seas, hills, mountains, and these are not restricted to any religions. Means every people who follows any religion may go to these rivers and take bath. Nobody is stopping anyone, because it is not limited to any particular religion. Hindus wear the vermilion tilak, that is chandan tilak, on their foreheads. Sikhs wear turban, that is pagdi. Muslims wear their caps before prayer. Muslims have a different kind of cap that they wear before going for namaz. Christian wear cross. They have their cross here. These external symbols signify the God who created Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Christians and every other being. So these are the external symbols made by the people that shows the means the symbol of their particular religion. So respect all religions, grow as a mature adult. In a world of such mature adults, there shall always be peace and happiness. So children, we should respect all religions irrespective of whatever religion you follow. It's like when if you're Hindu, you should respect other religions. If you're Muslim, you should respect other religions. So we should respect all the religions, and we should consider everyone as one. So in this way our mind will be mature and we will grow as a mature adult. And in a world of mature adults, there will always be peace and happiness. Who fight, who are not mature from here, they only fight among themselves. But if we are mature, grown up, we are wise, then we will never fight. We will live in peace and harmony. So children, I hope you have understood this chapter, that is living in harmony. Thank you.